Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotional for all the Saints. I'm starting again with a reading from C.S. Lewis's collected works, and this one comes from The Great Divorce. Its topic is rivers and trees. We're not living in a world where all roads are radii of a circle, and where all, if followed long enough, will therefore draw gradually nearer and finally meet at the center. Rather, we're living in a world where every road after a few miles forks into two, and each of those into two again, and at each fork you must make a decision. Even on the biological level, life is not like a river, but like a tree. It does not move towards unity, but away from it, and the creatures grow further apart as they increase in perfection. Good, as it ripens, becomes continually more different, not only from evil, but from other good. I think this is a really interesting concept, and the book that I referenced this comes from, The Great Divorce, is honestly one of my favorite books. Certainly one of my favorite Lewis books, but one of my favorite books overall. It's an allegory. It's a picture of heaven and hell, and the difference between them being not so much the way that we commonly think of heaven and hell as sort of destinations where God will send you, and one is a reward and one is a punishment, but really as destinations that are the end points of the journey you choose to take. As Lewis goes through this allegory, the decisions that are made by many of the characters push them in one direction or the other. If we make decisions that are godly, that are God-focused, that are within God's design for human beings, then our decisions turn us toward God gradually. We get closer and closer to God. If we make decisions that are ungodly, that are selfish, that are unwise, that turn us away from God, then we get gradually further and further from God. And as we make these decisions, we kind of develop in ourselves habits and patterns, so that the further we go in one direction, the easier it is to keep going in that direction. Now, he brought up the idea of a river or a tree. A river, in his image here, rivers all flow together in the end toward the sea. Rivers all gather together into one body of water, but a tree comes from one trunk and sprouts into branches, and each of those branches shoots off into twigs, and each of those twigs has leaves, and so each of the leaves on the tree is distinct from the other leaves, and leaves on one side of the tree can be very far apart from leaves on the other side of the tree. And it's not because there was some great division made between them and separating them out from each other. It's because each little choice moved them one direction or the other. Each branch, each twig moved a little bit away from one or the other. And so what I think I want you to consider this week is that all of our decisions, all of them, have moral import. All of our decisions move us either toward God or away from God. And sometimes it seems hard to notice. Sometimes it seems like our decisions are very mundane and kind of pointless. But I wonder if we could think more deeply and more closely about the choices that we're making. If we might start to see how we are being moved either toward or away from God. Think about it this week, Saints. I hope that's helpful. I hope that's something that grabs your attention and bends your brain a little bit. But I hope that it will help you as you go throughout this week to stay focused on God. God bless you. Be well, stay safe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.